Sundays are quite a challenging day to film on because everyone's at home. Especially because everyone's encouraged to stay home right now, so that makes everything a lot worse than usual. So yeah, you're gonna hear lots of noise, just telling you beforehand. And also it's gonna start raining soon, that's why it's a little dark here. I hope it's alright still. I have the light on, I am sitting next to the window, but it's literally all clouds. Oh yes, I'm still blind because I am still trying to take a break from wearing contacts all the time, especially because I'm still waiting for my new glasses to come in. No special reason, I just kind of wanted to embrace my spectacle wearing habit for a while. So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charmaine, and that was a really long ramble at the start of the video. I hope you guys don't mind. And today we will be, as the title and thumbnail has probably told you, we are going to be doing, I'm actually already nervous, I went my phone. So for today's video, I was forced, Elsa, I'm looking at you. I was peer pressured to recreate this makeup look right here that these girls are wearing. So these girls have that characteristic makeup that's super full coverage foundation, super dark eyes, dramatic lashes, dramatic contouring, and really contoured lips. I'm not gonna lie, I laugh at it now, but at one point in my youth, I probably thought that this was the pinnacle of beauty. And if we scroll back on my Instagram, we might be able to find some photos that are inspired by this sort of aesthetics. So even though today's video is gonna be me just essentially laughing at this style of makeup, just know that I too once tried to achieve this level of beauty. So first and foremost, we have that very tanned, full coverage base. In order to try to achieve it as much as possible, I will start with my POREfessional primer, which is something that I don't really use often anymore because I don't need it. But for this look, we want the smoothest coverage that we can achieve. So that means that we'll have to smooth out our skin as much as possible. Make sure that there are no pores on our faces so the foundation can glide on as easily as possible and all that good stuff. Oh, I haven't used this in so long. Oh, it's still so nice to put on the memories. Once we're done with that, I'm gonna go in with the darkest foundation I have in my collection, which is this REVLON foundation, this REVLON Photoready Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation in the color 230 Bare Natural. If you guys are new to my channel, I bought this during my Watson/drugstore haul video, and since using it for a couple of days, I have found that this foundation oxidizes on me so bad that I turn a completely different shade of brown by the end of the videos. So it's definitely gonna be perfect for this video. We just have to wait for it to develop throughout the course of this video. The Reddit thread says that Caucasian people, fair-skinned people, are essentially brown after their makeup's done, and I've always had an issue with that. I'm like, I guess it's also a cultural difference thing. Like, I like my fair skin, pale porcelain, beautiful perfect skin look. So I don't really understand the want to be tanned, but then some people look really good tanned moderately, and then we have people who take it a little bit too far and then it starts looking a little weird and orangey and just obviously not what they were born with, which often baffles me. Anyways, I just kind of let this layer of foundation set, and then I'm just gonna go in with another pump. With this extra pump of foundation, even though usually I'll just wear one pump, I am trying to achieve that full coverage makeup look effect. You know, all jokes aside, this foundation is really very nice to wear on the skin. I just really have to get my color. Okay, then once we're done with that, I am going into the SAEM Cover Perfection Tip Concealer in the color 1.5. Cover some more of my blemishes and discoloration. I just want the skin to look as covered as possible. So with this layer down, my face is pretty much covered fully. It looks really good right now, but I can already see the foundation starting to oxidize, so we're in for a treat. So the next step would be brows, and these girls rock pretty dark and deep brows. So I'm just gonna go in with I'm gonna use this palette for the entirety of my makeup tutorial, and this is my Colourpop Bare Necessities palette. It is really a bare necessities palette. I've been using this for all my makeup looks because it really has everything you need to create that like that natural look with neutral colors, although this veers more towards the mauvey pinky side, which turns out to be really great for this one too, because if you see in the photos, these girls rock that really smoky purple pinky burgundy kind of eyeshadow look, so I think this palette will be a really good fit for that. But meanwhile, I'm gonna use Banter and Crack on, these two shades over here. I'm gonna use the Banter shade on the inner corners and Crack on the tail end of my brows. I kind of shifted you over from like, I was originally here, then I shifted you over here because there's literally no light left outside. So I'm using artificial lighting. It's a ceiling light, so it's a little weird, but I hope it works out. So yeah, continue with my other brow. I can see so much better. The brows are on. It's not the best brows ever. I think the color is a little weird, but they are on the way I usually like to do them. Okay, now to start with the eyes, I'm gonna go in with some eyeshadow primer. This is my Milani eyeshadow primer. Putting some onto my eyelids because I want the eyeshadow to turn out as opaque as possible. Going in with Hot Gossip over here, buffing that into the crease as our transition shade, and also bringing it down on my lower lash line. I'm gonna add some of this Active Fool shade into exactly where I put everything else. And then with a smaller fluffy brush, I will go straight into Dutch Process right over here to darken my outer V area and under my lids as well. Like over here and here. And once we have like that base down, this is like the skeleton of the look. I'm gonna go in straight with my finger into... Do I want to go in with straight black? I guess so. Go into Spyglass, which is like a matte black color. And I'm gonna tap it onto the center of the lids. Oh my god. Oh my god. When I got the rough shape down, I look like I got punched. I'm gonna go back in with that smaller fluffy brush and just blend it as much as I can. And we're gonna have to do this like over and over and over until we're happy with the actual intensity of the smokiness of your look, even though it's not really smoky as much as it's a black eyeshadow look now. Okay, I think we got our like black shadow sort of thingy down. I'm gonna go into a black pencil. This is like a random one from Sakura Maki, and I'm just gonna kind of pencil in the lower lash line. Could have done this on the top too, but I didn't. And I'm going to fill in my waterline. This will fully fill in and close up my eyes, especially because they're so small and my pupils are so dark. It's just gonna look like a whole dark mess. Gonna go into bobbles over here with this smaller fluffy brush, and I'm gonna just for what it's worth, blend it downwards a little. And I think that's about as dark as my eyes can get. When you're at this point, there's really no reason in adding black liner when it's literally just black on your lash line anyways. So I'm just gonna mascara my lashes a little before going into the most ridiculous pair of lashes I own. You know, it's so dark around my eyes that I can just apply mascara as haphazardly as I want to, and you will never be able to tell if I did it right or wrong. Wow, I haven't used this in so long. It's definitely not eye safe to use this anymore, I don't think. It's been so long. Who knows what kind of bacteria would be like living on these things, but apparently I still have them in my collection, so at least for today's video I'll be using them. I got sent these lashes from Featherella Lashes. I'm not even sure if they are still around. This is like their first batch of lashes when they started. And this is the Kitty Raw lash. Not that anyone really wants to know. Just really old lashes. So I'm just gonna glue them on and I'll be right back. Okay, hi. I can't take myself seriously. I look like the ghost of my own past. Which probably means that we are on the right track. Okay, so that's the eyes done. It is incredibly fast. Like, oh no, wait, we're not done. We have forgotten that bright inner corner that these girls have. Gonna go into Idol Hour, which is the lightest, brightest, right on this upper corner right here. And I'm just gonna very roughly pop it into this inner corner right here and just try to blend it out. But in the photos, it looks almost like it's a patch of white in the midst of lots of darkness. Not too blended. That's the eyes done. The old Cherm's coming back. And now it's time for bronzing and contouring. This is a very important part because this is where I start looking super brown and super muddy. Going into a darker contour than usual. This is my Tarteist Pro Glow to Go palette. It's really old, but it has this really nice and wonderful bronzer shade that I used to love to use. I'm just gonna go for it. Am I just blind or is this not as dark as I think it is? Okay, I think it's dark enough. I can even see the difference on the camera and everything's blurry. Yeah. It's really fun to do this actually. It's like trying to unlearn things that you've learned, but not necessarily for the right reasons. I have a tendency to go philosophical really very easily, but I think when you try to do things like this that goes against your sensibilities, you kind of just unlock something within yourself, and then I think the creativity starts to flow from there. Trying to speak in between like the thunder and the trains. Oh my god. When I get my own house, it'll be quiet. Also, the forehead shall be bronzed. Okay, and now that we're done, I'm gonna get rid of these teeny thingies, these hair velcros, and let down my wonderful hair. Taking the brush that I used to contour my nose with as usual, going into that shade over here. Going to make my nose as small as I humanly can. Oh my god. And then blending it out with my fingers a little bit. These girls don't really look like they have blush on. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of blush. I'm gonna go into my Milani blush. This is the infamous on my channel as that nice blush with that plasticine smell. This is in Romantic Rose #1, if you're wondering. It's a really nice color, but I think it's like kind of just nice and pale enough so that we don't really catch that color in our face when obviously it's not desired in this look. I actually have a really old compact of the original Champagne Pop highlighter from Becca Cosmetics over here. Usually this shade, this Champagne Pop shade, is way too dark for my skin tone. I'm gonna go into my Real Techniques contour brush, which is kind of like the highlighter brush that everyone likes to use right now, and just gonna paint that stripe on, or rather buff that stripe of highlight on. It's actually blending into my skin tone really well right now since I am not my usual color. I think there's a stripe right here. Can you see the stripe? I think I can see the stripe. It's definitely too dark for my regular foundation shade, but I think it's looking quite okay right now, which also is a bad thing because it makes it look as if like it's blending into my skin tone. So I guess we'll have to use like a lighter highlighter shade soon. I'm gonna go into this Zoeva Spring Stroke Spectrum highlighting palette. I'm gonna go into this one right over here, which is the yellower looking one. This is a really pale highlighter and it's a yellow shade, so I assume it's gonna pop a lot more if I put it on my face. Right on the very tippiest top points of my cheekbones, and you can see that really caused that area to pop a lot more. Yep, we're starting to look like the girls in the photo. No! Oh my god. Okay. I look super weird up close. Oh my god. Wait, hold on, I need to. Oh my. I look weird. Alrighty, so the last and final step in today's recreation video is going to be our classic ever desirable roast beef lips. When my friend shared this photo with me, I was like, I can never unsee those lips anymore. Oh, roast beef lips. Okay, so since I do not really own any decent lip liner, especially not colors that dark, I'm gonna go into this eyeliner over here. This is the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in Best O, which is like a darkened plum color that sort of pulls a bit brown in certain lightings. I figured it's gonna be really suitable for our roast beef lips because roast beef has that purple tint. If you look closely enough, it's a little bit purpley and bloody and pinky, and it's actually really nice. Oh my god, I love roast beef. Okay, for today we're not going to go for well done roast beef. We're gonna go for that look where it's like super charred on the outside but super juicy and red on the inside. Okay, we're gonna go for that look. I look like I have a mustache on. Help me. Okay. Going into this Peripera pink milk tea shade of their Ink Airy Stick. It is in number 2. It's a very light nudie peachy tone, so I'm just gonna use this to sort of fill in the rest of my lips. To top it all off, I'm gonna go in with some gloss, and this gloss right here is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip and the shade Pretty In, and just kind of top it off. Once we're done with that, I think your girl Instagram Betty Ching is here. You know what? It actually doesn't look that bad. It looks very expertly done. I think like there's that notion that when makeup is really full and in your face and heavy, it's good skill. If I'm looking even up close, the POREfessional kind of evened out my skin, so my foundation went on super smoothly, and because it's like quite full coverage with 2 layers, it's just really flawless. My skin looks really flawless. My eyelashes are so thick I can't see my eyeshadows anyways. Can you imagine at one point I wore this kind of makeup outside? I did actually use this much highlighter to go out in public. Oh my god. I think I could have gone a lot stronger with the contour, but I mean, I don't know if it's because I don't have like a cream contour thing going on right now. I don't even have like a cream contour shade that's gonna be dark enough for this step. Yep, I guess muddiness aside, that's the only thing that I didn't really do very well at. I think I did a very good impression of a roast beef lip, and I'm very glad about that. Could have been a lot more roast beef and less juicy lips if I didn't put in the gloss, but I think the gloss really gave like a really nice effect overall for the look, and that's like the makeup artist me talking about it. This was really fun. It was like a mixture of trying out new techniques and also a walk down memory lane, because these are things that I used to do all the time. Going through this, I had a really good laugh. I hope you had a good laugh too. I hope the lighting isn't too bad with this like room ceiling light thing going on. I'm still looking into getting a ring light sometime soon. It's just that there's so many options available and I'm not sure what is the best option for me. So I'm really dumb when it comes to like electronics and stuff. So I'll have to do a lot of research, and research is something I do not like to do at all. So it's gonna be a long process, but I'm working on it. And yep, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you did, if you enjoyed this video, please tell me down in the comments so that I do not feel so alone doing this, because I feel, or rather I do feel quite good about it, but I would love to know if I made you laugh or I entertained you or something. But if you really do not want to spend the time typing some nice sweet little things to me, you could always give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I do a lot of makeup content there as well. Less things like this and more things that I usually wear and is actually wearable. And you can find me at my handle, which is SharmeenCCW, right here. And with that, thank you so much once again for watching all the way to the end of this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye!